3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, June 27, 2018. Going to cover Bitcoin in this video. Want to look at what Bitcoin's doing, and I think it's important to look at Bitcoin. I want to do it more often. As we all know, Bitcoin always is the leader. Every coin follows Bitcoin exactly. Hold on a second. How is Litecoin up 4% higher than Bitcoin? I'm being a jerk. I'm being a smart aleck. But I know it's one day. I know this doesn't happen every day. And I know it's not even by that much. But I'm telling you, eventually, Litecoin will not follow the price of Bitcoin at all times. Now that that's out of the way, let's move on to the video. Because I do think following Bitcoin and tracking it is extremely important and relevant no matter what cryptocurrency you're in. So, don't hate on me too much for that little stunt. Let's hop into Bitcoin charts. I want to start back in the bear market. I've been using it quite often in the last month or so in these videos for reference. It's historical data of a downtrend, of a bear market. I get it. It's, the bottom was like $100 some, and right now we're in the thousands of dollars. Sentiment is maybe a little different. Things are different. More people are talking about it. I get it, but fundamentally and momentum wise, things are similar. So I want to talk about it. Obviously, bear market back in 2013, you have these wedges down, very similar to where we are right now. And I want to take one for example. I want to take this wedge right here. This is the weekly chart. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So around 8. Actually, let's use this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, and then we had this low down here at like $170 or so. After that wedge bottomed out, we had a new high from that, maybe a couple months later of 80%. So we had an uptrend of 80%. This did not mark the end of the bear market, but it marked the first true bottom. And then obviously around 8 months later, there was a second bottom, and then up we went. Now, let's kind of cruise along forward to where we are now, because I want to talk about that in context to where we are now. And it's really to say, I'm not trying to say we're close to the end of this downtrend and this bear market, so to speak. But right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8th red candle just starting to form right now, basically. Not starting to form, but you can see it's just kind of this doji looking candle. And this green candle I'm kind of ignoring because it's just right in the middle of this crazy momentum down. So this wedge that we're in. So I think in terms of, is the bear market close to ending? I don't know. But in terms of how oversold we are on the weekly right now, I think we are due at least a pullback up. Now, that bottom we had back in that bear market that we just looked at, that was an 80% uptrend from that bottom. So we can look what 80% would look like right now. Just for context, I'm not saying it's going to be 80%, but a nice solid bounce would be 80% where we test that previous lower high of 10,000. So a possible bounce up to that area could kind of be a continuation in the bear market if we bounce off of resistance there and head back down. And this is kind of what I've been talking about. Basically, is kind of creating a new lower high somewhere in that area from a bounce here and then going down to create a new lower low. So that's kind of where we are, and that could be part of the story that puts us in this, for me, heavy accumulation area of $3,000 to $5,000. This is in the bear market scenario, right? This is in the continued bear market scenario where we don't have a bottom and we're not going back up right now. That's what we do on this channel. We anticipate what's up, what's going on, the possibilities, and this is my downside possibility. If the bear market, if this huge correction isn't over, this is my zone personally. It doesn't have to be your zone, but it's something I share with you because that's just kind of where my head's at. From there, we could kind of trade sideways, maybe bounce around for a while. This could be something that leads right into 2019. I don't know how long it will last. Now, I guess we can go to the 4-hour chart and actually let's start on the daily. I just want to point something out. You can see on the daily, this bottom that we had right there in that second bottom, this candle, right? This kind of stopped the downward trend in March leading into April. And then we actually tested it again in like the second week of April, around there. And then we bounced back up. Now, similar to that, we have this bottom here where we are like $5,700. So what's a little bit more promising in this continued downtrend is just the fact that right now we're trading a little bit more sideways since we've bottomed out, as opposed to kind of bottoming and then going up a little bit in a wedge formation. See how we've done that? Up a little bit, wedge formation. It's good because you can see the leveling out of the stock RSI down here, as opposed to, you know, these approaching overbought areas on these wedges that we formed. You see that in comparison and in synergy with those uptrends. So we're trading sideways right now on the stock RSI, which is a good indicator of just kind of some leveling out, some consolidation. And it's quite similar to this second bottom we had back here. And you can kind of see it right here on the stock RSI before we finally did shoot up and approach $10,000 Bitcoin. So it's a little different. It's a little different now, this low that we're at, than these previous ones. So hopefully we do hold here, even if we retest $5,700, and we can look at that in the 4-hour, what that might look like. We've been talking about how we've tested the 50 EMA on the 4-hour time and time again since that previous high of 10,000. And right now you can see we came down, we went back up, tested it, came down. Right now in the 4-hour, we kind of formed a little bit of a reversal, but right now we're actually in process of creating, looks like a red candle on the 4-hour, yes. So are we going to continue this uptrend to retest 40? Not sure. As always, it's that 40, that 4-hour 50 EMA is always that key area that we're just looking to break. On the 4-hour, we need to start creating, you know, and breaking these previous lower highs to create higher highs and higher lows so that we can kind of just continue going up. So until that happens, we're obviously in a downtrend, and it's just something to look out for, be ready for. So right now on the downside, just check out that $5,700. If we bounce back down off the 50 EMA, it's something to retest. If we retest it and see support, that's a very good sign in comparison to kind of what happened back here at that bottom. If we don't see support, it's just going to be another leg down like we had so far, and we'll be testing new lows. So those are my thoughts. This is kind of obviously a downside scenario video, but I wanted to do it. I did one on Litecoin earlier as well, because I think it's important to prepare for these things. Obviously, I talk about it all the time. It's where the money's made. So get ready, have a plan, and, you know, have a course of action. Do it conservatively. Don't spend more than you can afford to lose, and you'll be good to go. You all know I'm long on this, so right now this downward trend we have, not too big of a concern, but definitely opportunity here. So let me know your thoughts below. What are you thinking? What are you doing? Are you buying? Did you sell? Are you on the sidelines? Let me know. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the channel. As always, I will see you in the next video, and God bless.